Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are St. Louis.
This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. The Cardinals rolling and trying to make it 2 wins in a row over the Pirates. It's game number 2 tonight. The St. Louis Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates in this weekend series. Earlier today, Milwaukee, a dramatic win for them against the Chicago Cubs in 10 innings at home. They are 4.5 games out, tied with St. Louis, and both those teams a game and a half back of Colorado in the wild card. Jim Hayes is here. That's the Matt Ungarian Alraboski. I'm Dan McLaughlin, and welcome to Cardinals baseball. Speaking of dramatic wins, Cardinals had one last night. Dexter Fowler, a big reason why the Cardinals have had this late season push.
Boy, Dexter Fowler's been on fire the last 6 games. He's batting .520, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. You know, there's hot and cold in this game. Well, Dexter's the hot. The cold is the Pittsburgh Pirates. As a team, they've hit .187, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, the same production of Dexter Fowler, but that's their entire team.
Lance Lynn gets the call tonight for the St. Louis Cardinals. Garrett Cole for the Pirates. Baseball is coming up. Midwest is brought to you by Bud Light, famous among friends. By Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road. Find yours at your local Mid-America Chevy dealer. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And Piscotti hits it into right, down into the corner. He's thinking too. On his way to second base. And a leadoff double for St. Louis. JEDD, base hit. This game is tied. JEDD delivers against Rivero. 3-3 our score. Runner goes from first. Ground ball. Safe at second. Bobbled. Cardinals have the lead. The 2-2. Popped up. Carson Kelly. He wants it. He's got it. The Cardinals are now a season high 9 games above 500. They've won 4 in a row. Down 3-2 going into the 9th. A dramatic win for St. Louis in game 1. 4-3 the final. And to think that the Pirates had played 7 straight games and a season high 63 consecutive innings without committing an error. They committed 2 last night. Both led to runs. Felipe Rivero's second blown save in 20 chances. Dramatic win for the Cardinals.
Danny, that was only the 3rd win for the Cardinals in 60 games that they have come from behind in the 8th inning.
And for Clint Hurdle and the Pirates, they are struggling here down the stretch. They have dropped 13 of 15. They'll turn to Gerrit Cole tonight. Lost to Cincinnati in his last start as he gave up 4 runs in 5 innings. He also walked, something to keep in mind, a season high 4 in that 5-2 loss. Former #1 overall pick back in 2011.
He has pitched very well against the Cardinals. He's 1-1 this year, 2.65 ERA. This will be his 4th start, or in 4 starts. And lifetime against Cardinals, he's 6 out of 10 decisions with a 2.75. So probably will be a low-scoring game.
Take a look at the Cardinals lineup with Matt Carpenter at the top, and then Tommy Pham and Dexter Fowler. Jed Jerko, Yadier Molina, Paul DeYoung, Colton Wong, Stephen Piscotty, couple of hits in game 1, and Lance Lynn listed as a switch hitter, and he's batting 9th for the St. Louis Cardinals.
I'm more concerned about his pitching than his hitting.
Me too.
We got a little bit of the offense that's going to take care of that for him.
Some Cardinal fans here in Pittsburgh as the Milwaukee Brewers had a, speaking of dramatic wins, a huge win for them. 4-3 the final in 10 innings.
Notice one deletion from that Cardinal lineup is Jose Martinez, and Jim Hayes will give more on his status as the night goes along.
Matt Carpenter has had pretty decent numbers against Gerrit Cole, including some extra base hits, and that home run back on the 24th of June is Saturday in St. Louis.
Matter of fact, he has 4 home runs against Gerrit Cole.
Carpenter was pinch hit for, and Jed Jerko took his place late last night, and Jed came up with the big hit. So Carpenter moves over to first base tonight. Jerko playing, and he's at 3rd in the starting lineup.
You know, there's the Piscotty double, but what was kind of lost in that was Carson Kelly's sacrifice fly, allowing the pinch runner Bader to go to third base and then score on Jerko's base hit up the middle.
It was huge.
It really was.
Cardinals had a pinch runner for Yadier Molina. That was Magneuris Sierra, erased on a double play in the 8th, and so Kelly had to catch and then eventually hit for Molina's spot. Inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. His last 4 starts, no wins, 3 losses, ERA over 5, 14 runs allowed in his past 25 innings. That does not sound like Gerrit Cole. Normally very tough, and Al gave you the numbers, very good in his career, including postseason against St. Louis.
As a matter of fact, it's been kind of a rough September for him. 0-3, 5 ERA.
Two-two pitch. And a grounder, base hit into right. And Carpenter beats the shift.
And once again, it's so important if the Cardinals can jump out, take a lead here in the 1st inning before Lance Lynn takes the mound. You got a team that's playing out the schedule, and that plays into their psychology of looking till tomorrow.
It was the speed of Tommy Pham that also gets overlooked. He was running on the hit run with Fowler up, and you have to think that played a little part into the juggling act of Jordy Mercer that turned into an error.
Danny, during this 4-game winning streak, we've seen the Cardinals steal a lot of bases, and it almost makes you think, why haven't we been doing this more often?
Pham with a drive out to center field. This ball is gone over the wall in center. Base hit by Carpenter. Home run by Pham. 2-0 Cardinals here in the first.
22nd home run for Tommy Pham. I was talking to him and I said, Tommy, you're going to be 25-25 before this regular season's over. Then you're going to be 30-30 in the postseason. And he said, hey, Gerrit Cole was really a tough pitcher. That is now his 6th hit in 10 at-bats against Gerrit Cole. And right over dead center field, a 2-run lead. That's what the Cardinals have to do. Jump out and keep on piling on.
2-0 Cardinals. And in steps Dexter Fowler. Strike one.
During this win streak, I've been kind of teasing Mabry and Billy Miller about seeing a parade of relievers. Knock out the starter and then just start seeing reliever after reliever.
This is updated. Our Toyota keys to the game. 2nd most home runs allowed in the National League. 31 by Gerrit Cole.
And it's one away from tying the franchise record for home runs allowed.
Here's the 0-2. 107 miles an hour off the bat. I'm not sure what DexCast had it at for Tommy Pham.
I haven't said that enough.
Right. Here's a 1-2. And a strikeout. Dexter Fowler, first of the night for Cole. So back in the cleanup spot, Jed JEDD. With the Cardinals getting healthier and also production from Fowler in the middle of the lineup, JEDD available to go tonight. It drops DeYoung down in the lineup, but it just seems like a little bit more balance to this lineup. JEDD lines it out to left for the out. Happy birthday, by the way, to Jed JEDD. Turns 29 today. The big pinch hit single last night.
His family in Cincinnati, and I'm sure they're here in Pittsburgh. Lives in West Virginia, and this is the closest major league park to his hometown.
Here's YADIER MOLINA. Breaking ball and a strike. MOLINA doing a lot of damage here in the month of September. Oh, 2 and a fastball at 97. What am I missing here? I'm seeing a great fastball, tight breaking ball, and yet 30+ home runs allowed and a below 500 record.
Well, it's like, you know, when you think about some of the premier pitchers, and they're right around 500 this year. Of course, it's the year of the home run and strikeouts, and I guess, you know, he's epitome of both.
Here's a 1-2. Hit in the air down the right field line and out of play. Pirates defensively with MARTE, McCutchen, and Polanco in the outfield. Freeze, Mercer, Frazier, Bell on the infield, Diaz behind the plate. Cole on the mound. Around the horn is presented by DOBBS. Spoiled again by MOLINA. Cardinals have won 11 of the 17 games this year against the Pirates. Win tonight would be another series win. Here's a 1-2. Fights it off into shallow center. Adam Frazier with the catch. Base hit by Carpenter, beating the shift into right, and then Tommy Pham. A home run to dead center, one of the deepest parts of the park. He's all business. 2-0 St. Louis. Last in the top of the first. Cardinals with the lead. And tonight the Cardinals turn it over to Lance Lynn. He allowed 3 runs, 4 innings, got a no decision. 4-3 loss at Wrigley against the Cubs in his last time out. 4 innings were a season low, so you would figure he's got a little extra ready for this start.
He really does, and he's pitched very well, but the Cardinals have lost 6 of his last 7 starts, even though he has only allowed more than 3 runs in 1 start. And he had that stretch where he was not getting any run support and a lot of no decisions, but what he does in these final couple starts, 2 starts probably.
First pitch to Frazier. Tommy Pham throwing this ball back in and just trying to get loose with that shoulder. He's had shoulder issues before.
You see him kind of short-armed it right there. Got the compression sleeve. Don't tell me you did it swinging. or you're going to be in a lot of pain.
Couldn't see him ever coming out of a game, not in the stretch run. Outside, and it's 1-2.
And Dan, like you said, he's just so serious, and we mean that in a positive way. But he is determined to just finish this season the way he's started it. Really, the MVP of the club.
We saw Carpenter last night, and I talked to him in the clubhouse after the game. I said, I'm assuming it's by design on around the horn when you're at third base in a strikeout. Normally, the catcher will fire it down to third. Not always, but I'd say 95% of the time. Some teams do it a little bit differently if the righty or a lefty up. And I said, you're really struggling just throwing it back to the pitcher. He said, yes, I am.
Well, you can tell when he's got that long throw from third. It really is like a hitch.
A line drive into left center field. We may see the arm here of Tommy Pham. Over to get it. And it's a leadoff double.
And you also see it looks like Paul DeYoung's going out deeper to help out Tommy Pham with that shoulder. Tommy will get this ball, cuts it off. Shortstop, and there you see kind of not getting up on top and full extension, but it's bothering him. But everybody right now has got some little nagging injuries and sore spots, ouchies, like Tony used to say.
I mean, if there's a player that isn't sore,
they haven't played much.
They haven't played at all. Here's Starling Marte. Marte here, and then McCutchen. Switch hitting Josh Bell. Freeze. Switch hitter, or rather hitting from the left side, Polanco. Then Diaz, Mercer, and Cole. The Pirates lineup here for game number 2. Marte just 6 home runs, served the 80-game suspension, which happened in St. Louis when he received word that it was officially coming down. He's been in left field since his return, and one of the big stories surrounding the Pirates this year, McCutchen not playing center at the beginning of the year, then saying, well, kind of need you there, would you mind going back there now? And of course he did it and has done it well. Two balls and 1 strike. Home plate umpire is Bill Miller, the crew chief. Adam Hamari at first, Todd Titchener at second, Kerwin Danley is over at third. Three and 1. He was 0-2 on Frazier. Then it got to 3-2. Hits the double. And now 3 balls and 1 strike on Marte. Normally, Lynn's got very good control.
Yeah, just worry about him down and back in there. He's allowed 26 home runs himself.
And a walk. Brings in McCutchen.
Which means privy to how he warmed up or how he normally warms up, but seems a little bit uncomfortable right now and going to dial it back.
Only Bartolo Colon will throw the fastball more than Lance Lynn, our Kubota power stats.
But do you really call Colon's a fastball?
It's all he's got.
It's amazing now. It's below the hitting zone or comfort zone of a major league hitter, and all he throws is that batting practice stuff.
And there's a strike. One ball and one strike. McCutchen with 26 home runs this year. He's grounded into 9 double plays. Late with that swing, 1-2. This is what amazes me. A lot of times hitters, and this was not a fastball count, it was 1-1. And you could think it might be, but you know, the hitters counts 2-1, 3-1, 3-0. Lynn's going to throw a fastball. Yeah, and yet he's still able to get it behind hitters.
You know, and he'll live at that 91, 92 and rear back and get up to 95.
Popped up to the right side. Carpenter is over. It's playable in foul territory. Reaching in. And the fan may have reached over and touched that ball, but we're about 8 miles high, so it's tough for us to tell you.
Watching the umpire, gets over here to see if there's fan interference, and a fan, as long as they don't reach over, they're entitled to do this, but an umpire also can award a catch. But you see the umpire's right there, and so is a fan. He doesn't reach over, so you're allowed to do that, but an umpire can, in his estimation, say you would have caught it.
That's why the umpire did point towards the seats, saying that the fan did not reach over. That's their signal for that call. Here's a 1-2.
If he would have caught that pop-up, Brazier would have been over at third base.
You would think.
You would think. And we're waiting for the triple play.
The 2-2.
Ooh, good pitch.
He jammed him.
Real good pitch, up and in. Every hitter wants to get his arms extended. That's not getting them extended. It's kind of, if you don't foul that ball off, you might be eating it.
Just below us.
$18 pitches already thrown here, and hasn't recorded an out, but with the expanded rosters, the Cardinals only have 14 relievers. I think they can cover if he has a short night.
Last night, only 4 of the Cardinals starters finished the game. Here's a 2-2. Mike Matheny used 17 of his 19 position players in game 1.
Rosario and Valera were the only ones not used in that game. But I mean, there was so much strategy, and every move he made, you know, there was a real purpose for him.
Two balls and 2 strikes on McCutchen. Pitch number 20 here in the first, and now time is called. Cardinals trying to win 5 straight for the first time since an 8-game winning streak, you may recall, in early August. A win tonight would take them to a season high 10 above the 500 mark. 2-2 and a base hit out to left.
Frazier won't be able to score as he had to go back or hold his ground between second and third because he wasn't sure if that ball was going to get through. Didn't know if it'd be a line drive caught. Keep an eye on Frazier's runner at second base. See, he holds, and that keeps him from scoring.
Normally, even on a situation like that, routine where the runner will not score, Pham whips it back into the infield. He short hopped JEDD on that throw.
The key is, you know, hopefully they don't notice it and just get rid of it, get it back in as quick as possible.
Here's Josh Bell. And the Cardinals in a heap of trouble here in the bottom of the first with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Josh Bell has done a lot of damage against the Cardinals this year. 4 home runs and 14 RBIs, but of late he's been struggling. Just 4 hits in his last 38 plate appearances.
Here's the 0-1. So he has driven in 11 in this spot with the bases loaded this year. Now, if you're thinking about the double play, he's grounded into the second most for the Pirates this year, 14. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Missouri Lottery Fox Tracks.
You can see there just how far off outside, and he swings at it. I'm looking for the strikeout here, and then David frees it into a double play.
Here's a 1-2. There's your strikeout. First of the night, the first out recorded by Lynn.
Real late swing right there. It looked like at least right now you could attack him away. David's only grounded into 8 double plays, but that's one thing that Lance has done. He's got a career high. He's induced 20 double plays. That's a career high, and he needs one now.
In the air, center field, and a base hit. This ball game is tied thanks to David Freese. Bases loaded single, drives in 2.
David has been really good of late, hitting here at home and with runners in scoring position, and he comes through again for the Buccos. Right back up the middle. Marte and Frazier, both good speed. They're going to score easily on that.
Here's Gregory Polanco, runners at first and second. Polanco 2 for his last 26. Now this would normally, you'd say, he's not a double play candidate. Now if he does hit into a double play in years past, it's because of a hard hit ball, but because of the hamstring injury, not running well.
3 times he's been on the DL with the left hamstring.
One ball and 1 strike. Base hit into left field. Throw by Pham to the plate and a hop to Molina.
Tommy's credit. I mean, he's either going to make that shoulder feel better or it's hurting each time he throws, but he sure isn't. He's trying to do everything he can. There you see Polanco is struggling. Now Derek Lilliquist will come out and talk to Lance Lynn. 4 hits in the inning. and a walk.
Mention how the Pirates have won only 2 of their last 15 games. And a lot of that has gone against their offense. Last 15 games as a team, hitting just .211 and 31 runs scored total in the 15 games.
We showed that graphic in the open that Fowler had 3 home runs and 11 RBIs the last 6 games, and as a team they were hitting .187 with 3 home runs and 11 RBIs, equal the production of Fowler.
Here's Diaz. A check swing and a foul ball. 2 for 8 this year with the bases loaded. You would have to think it's a short leash on Lance Lynn, Carlos Martinez, anybody that takes the mound at this point in the season. If he doesn't look right, you got to go to your pen.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about individual records now. It's about team wins.
Base hit into left. That pitch was up. 3-2 Pittsburgh.
The only thing, Danny, is you got Gant going tomorrow.
Yep.
So that plays a little bit into it. But the thing is, we've been talking about you have to win today's game. You worry about tomorrow. You're out of a situation now. You just have to win the one game you're playing.
Only out recorded the strikeout of Bell. 8th place hitter Jordy Mercer. They're starting to stretch now in the Cardinal pen. That's 30 pitches for Lynn. Center field. Fowler won't get there. Gets by him. 1 run. 2 runs. 3 runs will score.
Mercer's come up with some big hits, trying to go for the shoestring catch. It gets by Dexter and clears the bases. 3 RBIs.
Went for it and got burned.
Yep.
6-2 Pirates. Runner at 3rd and 1 out. Here's Garrett Cole, the 9th man to come to the dish here in the 1st inning.
The Cardinals have been having to battle back, and they just got a little bigger hill.
It's Lucas, the right-hander, getting loose. Six hits in the inning against Lynn. 6-2 our score.
In a long time since we've seen an inning like this against Lynn. 6th in the National League in ERA, higher than right.
Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's defense. Pham, Fowler, Piscotty in the outfield. JERKO, DeYoung, Wong and Carpenter on the infield, and YADIER Molina is behind the plate. Here's a 1-2. Most earned runs that Lynn has allowed, 7. He's done that twice, and one of those times was against the Pirates back on the 24th of June.
That last pitch was one of the few pitches that he really finished.
Ground ball with the infield in, gloved by JEDD. Out number 2.
7 pitches, but as we said, that's not a big deal anymore. Just lucky is going to get to 5 innings.
So second time here in the first inning for Adam Frazier, their leadoff man. He singled to left center. Pirates bat around.
And he's 10 for 25 this year against Cardinal pitching, 400 average. Played left field when Marte was on the suspended list. Right field when Polanco been on the DL, and second base as tonight.
One ball and 1 strike. Two and 1. Milwaukee, the 4-3 win over Chicago today, that final in 10 innings. It was Travis Shaw with a walk-off homer at Miller Park, 4-3. The final in that game. Colorado later tonight at San Diego. Bettis against Chacin. He walked him. Don't overlook Chacin. This may be it. 1.91 ERA at home for the Padres this year. That's going to be it. They're going to go to the pen. Chevy called to the pen. We didn't see this coming, but Lynn knocked out here in the first inning. Is in the big leagues, and now he's got to get the final out here in the bottom of the first. 2/3 of an inning for Lance Lynn. That matches the shortest outing of his career Ironically enough, against the Pirates in 2015, it was August 13th of that year, and he gave up 7 first-inning runs in that game.
Wow, don't remember that one. Remember a lot of the good ones. Lucas did make his major league debut earlier this year right here in Pittsburgh. Pitched a couple innings. Last time he pitched, he ended up clinching the winning game for the Pacific Coast League Championship. And that one he gave up hits to the first 2 batters, and then he settled in and got to complete the inning without them scoring.
Last saw him against San Diego on the 22nd of August against the Padres at Busch Stadium.
He had 17 saves for Memphis. That was 3rd in the PCL.
0-2. He slings the ball, decent breaking pitch. To the backstop. And a run will score on the wild pitch.
No chance for Yachty, way away. Boy, you just can't do that.
Driven out to deep center field. That ball all the way to the wall. Off the bat of Marte. He's scooting to third. Safe. Lucas backing up, and that saves a run.
Close the book on Lynn. 8 earned runs. Down and in, and boy, Marte can run, can he?
Yep.
Plug the gap out in left center, and looked like Fowler was playing a little more towards right.
Strike to McCutchen. 8-2 our score here in the bottom of the first.
All 8 runs earned. Charge to Lance Lynn.
Oh, and 2. May see Adam Wainwright, I would imagine, in this game potentially tonight. Up and in. There it is. Adam Wainwright getting loose. Ground ball. And the first inning comes to a close. And a big inning. 7 hits, 8 runs for Pittsburgh. DeYoung, Wong, and Piscotty for St. Louis. Last time the Pirates had an 8-run first inning was back on the 9th of July. That was a game they had 10 runs off of John Lester at Wrigley Field.
And it was like in the first inning too, wasn't it? Well, you know what you got to do. You got to put your hitting shoes on.
Up the middle. Bobbled. DeYoung hustling and safe at first.
Gotta hustle, don't you? Can't assume that he's going to be perfect defender. This level, most of the time they are, but kind of hustle out there and turn it on at the end and beats it out. Maybe that's the start for the Cardinals. E4.
And a pitch down and in to Colton Wong. Hit the other way, sinking, but the catch is made. Starling Marte. Stephen Piscotty last night. This is his first plate appearance. A rough one. Did not look comfortable whatsoever. Had a base hit, second time up, then in the 9th. This double, which started the rally for St. Louis. Key hit for the Cardinals coming back against Rivero.
That was the second hit of the game last night. He's now 3 for 4 off of Rivero. Maybe that'll get Steven going.
Here's a 1-0 pitch.
I gotta say, Danny, Colton Wong's been hitting in some tough luck, challenging that left fielder quite a bit. Hit a lot of line drives just like that have been caught. Hitting the ball well.
Up the middle, Cole has it, double play. Takes the hit away, turns into 2. Midway through 2, Pirates on top. spectacular offensively, but Jimmy, they're going to miss Jose Martinez for a little while.
Yeah, Jose Martinez is dealing with a sprained left thumb. He jammed the thumb in the series at Wrigley Field, and he has been playing through the soreness. It was obvious that last night the thumb was bothering Martinez. Matheny pulled him in the 7th. Martinez went back to St. Louis for an MRI and an X-ray today. Matheny said this about the results: it looked pretty good. They're going to keep an eye on it and see if a shot is the answer. They didn't see any bad damage. It's something that can heal with time. It's just a matter of how much time it will take. And Dan, Jose had told me with everything he's been through in his career, the only way he'd come out of the lineup if the thumb was affecting his play and he was hurting the team. Hopefully he gets back soon, because he's been a big part of this run.
All right, Jimmy, thank you. We've been showing Wainwright with the blue or dark compression sleeve. Home plate umpire asked him to take that off, and that's why we had a little delay here. So Wainwright, or Chevy, called to the pen. Been a long time since we've seen him, and last time we saw him he was throwing 85, topping out 86. Said he would come back this year, and certainly he has.
Looks like he's got a bandage on the inside part of the elbow. I wonder how much Capsulin or Red Hot are used by pitchers today. I mean, Capsulin. You ever heard of that, Dan?
Fill me in.
Capsulin was an ointment that pitchers would put on, and now they got a red sleeve for him to put on. That's what the delay was. Get it from the training room. But it would be so hot, it would almost blister your skin. But remember, there was no surgery, so guys would do whatever they had to do to go out there and pitch. And it almost would semi-anesthetize your arm, and you can go out there and do what you had to do.
So the bottom of the 2nd, and here's Bell, and a strike. Pirates 7 hits last inning, tied their season high for an inning. Garrett Cole, when he's had a 6-run lead this season, 2-0. He gets 6 runs. He's awfully tough to beat. It's tough to beat anyway. On the pitch arsenal on Wainwright. Bell struck out first time up.
And of course, we're going to be anxious to see the velocity. Remember, he was dealing with diminished velocity, barely got it to 90, but he really mixed his curveball up and changed speeds on that.
Now, it wasn't 90. I mean, he was topping out 85, 86.
86 there.
Yeah, and then the curveball would be in the 65 to 70 range. The 2-2 pitch. Three and 2. And a leadoff walk. You know, you always say what if, or should I have done this, should I have done that, especially if you're a manager. Just wonder, Mike Matheny, looking back on it now, says, you know, seeing the way that Lynn was going early on, and they could detect something. I mean, they know these guys better than anybody. Do I get somebody up earlier than I did? I mean, obviously it's easier to say that now, but at the time, that pitch at 87. Also, if the play is made by Fowler in center, that could be a different inning as well. Things unfolded rapidly. Freeze, a RBI and single that drove in 2.
I think, like you said, you got 14 relievers down there, and Mike's always talking about, you know, play the game right, play it, and you have to play to win this game. That's where we are in this, and the diminished.
Backhanded by Wong and a nifty double play. The tag by Carpenter for 6-3.
That's a second throw that DeYoung has made to first base that have been kind of off the bat. I don't know what's going on there.
Nice play here by Wong going up the middle.
His backhand, like you said, hit very hard. Throw off line and
a strike. 7 hits in that first inning. And 8 runs scored.
First 3 batters reached. Then he struck out Bell, and then 4 consecutive.
I think the one thing that you see with Lynn, he didn't have a lot of sink. He was missing up. He was missing out in a way against left-handed batters. We talk about him finishing off pitches. 0-2. Got him to reach and hit out of play. See, but this is where Wainwright, when you watch him pitch, and clearly he doesn't have his best stuff, but he's able to spot it, mix the speeds up, change eye level, all the cliches, but yet the things that can make a difference for number 50.
He's a warrior, and he's going to go out there and knows what he has to do for the team. I remember one time when Tom Seaver, right there, he's gotten to 90 with the fastball today. But Tom Seaver was pitching for Cincinnati, and this was after he went from the American League.
1-2 pitch in the air towards right, and a base hit.
And so Seaver had been out of the National League for a few years, playing with the White Sox. Came back to Cincinnati, and he threw a shutout against the Cardinals. And it was like everybody was trying to swing at the stuff he had 10 years earlier instead of what he had that day. You know, he was living off his reputation and what they remembered instead of what was happening today. And that's what you hope a little bit with Adam also.
Polanco 2 for 2, and here is Diaz. Got a bases loaded single, scored a run as well. Ball 1. After tonight, the Cardinals will play tomorrow afternoon here in Pittsburgh. That wraps up the road portion of the schedule and finish up in St. Louis. 4 against the Cubs and 3 against Milwaukee.
You have to sweep this series to have a 500+ record on the road. 1 game under 500 right now.
Cardinals were so good on the road a year ago.
Yep. What was it, about 48 wins, something like that?
And that's hit out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner at first is Polanco.
And the problem with last year was the club couldn't win at home. Had a sub 500 record at home, but good on the road.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball lifted in the air to center, and Dexter Fowler with the catch. Pitcher spot, then Carpenter and Tommy Pham, who was already homered tonight. Long way to go in this game. It's 8-2. on September 30th. 30,000 fans go home with a Scott Rowland bobblehead courtesy of Coca-Cola and Dierbergs. Fans will also receive a 2018 Cardinals magnet schedule. That's thanks to Shelter Insurance. Visit cardinals.com/promotions. Things in that first inning unraveled quickly against the Cardinals. Lynn, hit after hit after hit. Nobody up in the bullpen. In the play in center that got by Fowler. You can go for that ball, but you got to keep it in front some way.
Yeah, you got to knock it down.
0-1 pitch to Adam Wainwright. So the first appearance since Wainwright's start against Pittsburgh back on the 17th of August. Last relief appearance prior to tonight was back in 2015. And a base hit for Adam Wainwright. So base hit for Adam Wainwright. Here's what we're talking about. Bases loaded. Mercer at the plate. This ball is caught. A run would score. Instead, 3 scores. That ball gets by Dexter Fowler. And then remember, Mercer scored on a wild pitch.
Yeah.
So he winds up at third.
So that's half. 4 runs there, but like you said, the bases loaded, would have scored if it was caught. Would have been a sac fly. But got to battle back. Nice going, Waino.
Here's Carpenter. Let's see how Bell wants to play it here. It's a 6-run lead.
He's trying to ask the bench, finally getting their attention. They're saying play behind him.
Carpenter beat the shift first time up, just past Bell. Made a diving attempt along with Frazier. Came around to score the 2-run homer by Pham. One thing keep in mind is that Garrett Cole has not been pitching well. Hasn't won a home game since June. And you can get into that bullpen of the Pirates. Not many of these starters across the board in baseball have a long leash in September.
Also remember that there was second most home runs allowed in the National League. So don't be afraid to do it that way.
Twice this year he's been given a 6-run lead. He's won both those games. He is 6-0 in his career when given a 6-run lead. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Carpenter. Reaching for it, out to shallow center. That ball will drop. And Wainwright stops at second base, and the first 2 have reached. And in steps Tommy Pham. As I was saying before, I mean, there's a long ways to go in this game.
No doubt. And there you see just a little flick of the wrist. Goes down and gets that one, so it's going to fall in front of McCutchen.
Carpenter 2 for 2. Here's Pham. Fresh off a home run number 21. 22, excuse me. The breaking pitch is strike.
22 home runs and 23 stolen bases now.
Outfield deep there, straight away.
I told him he's going to be a 25-25 man during the before the regular season's over.
Oh, 2 pitch. Pham, base hit into the corner. Wainwright will score. Carpenter to third. Pham to second. He has driven in 3.
Just back away. Ball running away, takes it to right field, shoots it down in the corner. That's how these first basemen play so far off the line. Most of the time they stop more balls than that get through, but then you have a play like that, and you wonder if you were playing close to the bag whether that could have been turned into a double play.
Now Dexter Fowler struck out first time up. This could be a huge inning in this game.
No doubt.
Sometimes you'll see teams kind of go through the motion. They fall behind early on, and it's April, May, June, play the game out. This late in the season, you'll see these at bats in which they grind through them in September, especially when something's on the line.
And the Cardinals know what's on the line. They have to do this. You know, a lot of times early in the season, you'd say, okay, Garrett Cole, one of the better pitchers. You're down by 6 runs, and okay, we'll look tomorrow. That's what the Pirates are going to say when you get on top of them. But the Cardinals got too much at stake. They're going to have to play this, and they're going to grind these at bats out.
It's in the dirt, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Like you said, Danny, just knock out the starter and just start that parade of relievers.
30+ home runs allowed by Cole. The power side for the switch hitting Fowler. Here's a 1-2 pitch. 2-2.
Dexter has hit 2 home runs off of Cole, too.
Last 4 games, red hot, 9 for 18. Couple of homers. He's driven in 8. Struck him out. Fowler is 0 for 2. Second strikeout for Cole, both of Dexter Fowler.
Got him away.
JEDD lined out to left. 0 for 1. Runners at second and third. 8-3 our score. Got a shift on the left side of the infield for JEDD. They're playing back as well. Outfield, in particular, McCutchen shading JEDD a bit towards right center. We've seen that he's got tremendous power to that gap.
A lot of home runs that go to right center in this ballpark.
1 ball, 1 strike. It was called by the home plate umpire. No help needed. You have to at least get a run in this spot. At least 1.
Yes.
Pirates club that's really been struggling, dropping 13 of 15. Cut the lead in half, or a base hit here gets you to 8-5, and all of a sudden, it's uh-oh, here we go again. With a lot of baseball left to be played tonight. Two-1 pitch. Hitters count. 3-1. Molina at the on-deck circle. July 14th. This blast off the bat of JEDD. That fan, he wasn't happy at all. To the Allegheny, get it out of here.
That's that area I said we see a lot of home runs just to the right of the batter's eye.
Yeah, but how about the throw of the fan?
It was strong.
3-2. Three-two pitch to JEDD. Win with a breaking ball, and JEDD can't believe it. He didn't like the previous pitch. Certainly doesn't like that one. Let's take a look.
That late breaking, but not a good breaking ball at all. He got Fowler on a changeup for strike 3. And there you saw a breaking ball that not exactly where you want to put it. Maybe that's why Diaz is out to talk to him. He throws a knuckle curve.
It's pretty good respect for JEDD with a 5-run lead and a 3-2 breaking ball. They know what he can do with a fastball. And if you walk him, you say, okay, now we got the potential of the double play with Molina.
Yeah, and I mean, in that situation, first base open, you'll see most clubs will go with that breaking ball. And, you know, the fact that, as you said, Yadi coming up and hit in 2 double plays last night, but
Cardinals had hit into 4 before the air that could have been a double play by Jordy Mercer for 4 of them last night. 2 balls, no strikes on YADIER Molina. Popped out to second, first time up.
I know Yadi leads the ball club with a career high 82 RBIs.
2-0 pitch, fouled back.
But 29 of those 82 RBIs have come with 2 outs. It's also a very important stat.
Two balls, 1 strike. Playing Molina for the most part straight up, maybe a step or 2 into right center by McCutchen. The 2-1. 2-2. Fastball at 98.
That fastball with all the breaking pitches, the knuckle curves, change ups, the sliders, you know, 98 really looks like it's about 108.
Two. Hit out of play. That pitch at 99. So you gear up for 99. And we've seen at times the breaking pitch has been sharp and really tough against the right-handed hitters of the Cardinals.
99 to 77. Pretty good range right there. Tough for a hitter to adjust to it.
The 2-2 pitch. And Molina out in front just a bit. And he pops it up. So the Cardinals had runners at second and third. Nobody out, cannot capitalize. They do pick up, though, the RBI double by Tommy Pham. It makes it an 8-3 score. he's also wearing compression sleeves on both arms, which is interesting. Waino says he's okay. You want to know why fans love Tommy Pham? It's not just the production and the breakout season. It's because he cares. Watch this, Tommy Pham. Now again, second and third, Cardinals trailing, and he is not happy. Second and third, nobody out, we don't score, he's saying. You kidding me? That's terrible.
It was 3, 4, and 5 in the order coming up. And
that's what he said. He goes, it's terrible. I could read his lips.
I'll read everything, just in case. But, and it's not only fans, it's us that love him too.
Well, if you're a fan at home, you appreciate that.
Absolutely.
You ask for a player to come out, give you all they got, to care.
Sometimes fans forget that, you know, you're trying your best all the time, and sometimes it just doesn't go your way. But you can tell that he's into it.
And a base hit into left field.
And we've also talked about how you can tell his arm is killing him, and yet he's 2 for 3, 2-run home run, and an RBI double. He's already had to make about 5 throws.
I'll tell you what, I appreciate it. I love it. I love seeing that. Jim, what do you got for us?
You talk about Tommy Pham being all business. I was asking him before the game how much fun they were having with this run as they were pushing toward the postseason. Tommy Pham told me this: I don't know if you want to call it fun. We're still not in the playoff picture. That's reality. He added, there's still a lot of work to be done. We'll see how it goes. Tommy Pham always pushing, Danny.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And our cameras catching him. Clearly not happy. Look at him. He's still talking about it out there. Here's a Cole at the plate. Before tonight, Cardinals hadn't seen an 8-run first against them since 2004. Matt Morris against San Francisco. You're right. I better not read all of it. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Carpenter to Wong. The sacrifice by Cole. I would imagine part of this too, Al, is that, look, I've spent parts of 12 years in the minor leagues, and I got a shot.
Yep.
And I've made the most of my opportunity this year. That's one thing. That's an individual goal. But secondly, I want to win. I'm a competitor.
Mike Matheny's made the point a couple times talking about his players. He said some of you players will never be in this position again. He says it's just reality. Some of the greatest players, and I'm not trying to be negative or ragging on the Cubs, but think about, you know, Ernie Banks and people like that played in the Cubs for all those years, and Billy Williams with the Cubs, and Sano, that never played in postseason. That sometimes you just forget how rare and how special it is for the players.
Into center and a base hit. Fowler. His throw is cut off, and runners at the corners. Adam Frazier on base for the 3rd time tonight. 2 hits and a walk. You got to wonder how long they stick with Wainwright, who clearly is compromised with his velocity. They already checked on him to make sure if he was all right physically. He's given up a base hit to Mercer, then the sacrifice, another base hit. I mean, you got to think about the pen right now.
And that's why Tui Villalba he's been up a while. And I didn't look, but I'm probably would almost bet after the first base hit that he's probably been up. So, you know, you appreciate Adam trying to go out there and be the warrior that we know he is. But when you're compromised, you know, these guys are the best in the world that you're trying to beat. And they're trying to play for their pride. And so nobody's going to do you any favors if you're hurt.
So 1 out, runners at the corners for Starling Marte. And a ball low and outside. Give Wainwright credit in this spot. Clearly not right. I'm sure he's in pretty good amount of pain. Still trying to pitch through it. Fly ball into left center. Who wants it? It's Fowler. Makes the catch. Runner tags from third. And that makes it a 9-3 Pittsburgh lead. Andrew McCutchen, 9-3 our score with 2 outs and a runner at first. We'll just keep a camera on Tommy Pham the rest of the night. McCutchen 1 for 2 tonight. And a fly ball lifted out to Tommy Pham in left center. He's calling for it and he makes the catch. Pirates add to their lead. It's now 9-3. Still available for you when the Cubs are in town. The Cardinals and the Cubs. Cardinals.com/McDonald's. Ticket Fest is back in St. Louis. Our score is 9-3 here in the top of the 4th. And the first pitch to DeYoung, a ball. He reached on an error back in the 2nd inning. We're in the top of the 4th, 9-3 our score. Milwaukee, a dramatic win for them. 4-3 over Chicago earlier today, if you just joined us. And DeYoung hits a fly ball into right. There's Polanco. There's Travis Shaw with a home run for the Brewers. What a pickup that has been for Milwaukee. Great trade for them.
And you think about Shaw, Thames, and Knebel. You know, those three guys have really changed that club.
Swarzak,
you know, setting up Knebel. But you're right, from an offensive standpoint, you know, Shaw and Thames have done wonders.
Here's Colton Wong. Oh, 2 the count on Colton Wong. One, 2 is slapped foul.
Seen Cole really mix it up his pitches a little bit, but still go up there looking for a fastball because he's not going to throw 3 off-speed pitches to you.
And a grounder that's pulled foul. Wong may have broken his bat, and he did.
Or I'd say you're probably not going to throw 3 strikes with an off-speed pitch.
Wong fly to left, first time up. 0 for 1 tonight. Garrett Cole has struck out 3. And he's allowed 5 base hits. Going up for that pitch. Play at first, and Wong is safe as Cole was there to the bag. Outstanding effort from Frazier at second.
Another base hit, but as you said, a real nice play by Frazier. Just right between them, beyond Bell. Then Frazier gets to it, falling backwards from his knees. He throws it close to the bag. Give Cole some credit that he immediately was going for the bag. And good thing that they didn't have a collision there, because Colton's given up about 50, 60 pounds.
Here's Piscotty. Breivik Valera is at the on-deck circle. That you get a runner on, that may change. Might want to look at the power of a Luke Voigt, someone along those lines. We'll see.
I like your idea. Let's get Piscotty on and find out.
Cardinals get a couple of innings from Wainwright. We saw Josh Lucas, 3rd of an inning. And the Cardinals will go back to their pen. Pitch taken high. Here's a 2-1 pitch. 3-1.
Take a look. Seems kind of all over the place here. And by doing that, you don't get the borderline pitch. Got to assume it's a fastball with this kind of lead, and Scotty takes it.
So 3-2 the count with 1 out. Wong, the runner at first base. Pitch count for Cole at 66.
Curveball, I think.
It is, and he struck him out. Fourth strikeout for Garrett Cole.
He went through the signals so many times. Remember, he stepped off one time and had him repeat them again, and then went through the series and kind of had to feel like after you threw the fastball in 3-1, you're going to get a breaking ball.
So Valera pinch hitting for Adam Wainwright. 2 outs and a runner at first. Matt Carpenter at the on-deck circle. Valera picked up his first major league hit. That was in San Diego. And the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball. 2 balls and no strikes.
Danny, another longtime minor leaguer. Valera is only 25 years of age, but he's played 800 career games in the minor leagues.
(3-0). Remember, in his last start, he walked 4. He's now walked a man tonight. 3 balls, no strikes. Valera, you would have to assume, taking here 1, if not 2.
I'm assuming the first one's going to be a fastball.
3-1.
Second pitch probably going to be a fastball.
Bell will step on the bag. Cardinals strand a runner. 9-3 our score. Your local St. Louis area Volkswagen dealers. Visit VWDealer.com. And by McDonald's. Cardinals hit a home run, get a free McDouble or frozen beverage the next day with the McDonald's app. Download it for exclusive deals. Sam Tuivailala, his last appearance a few days ago at Cincinnati. He's been up and down 3 different times this year. 8th career appearance against the Pirates. And it's not given a run up with the exception of a home run by Pedro Alvarez a couple of years ago. And here is Josh Bell, and the first pitch is taken for a ball. Bell has struck out and walked.
The same performance from Tuivailala that he did in August 20th. 3 shutout innings against Pittsburgh, career high. Of course, in one sense, we just want him to pitch 1 inning and have the club bat around, so they have to pinch hit for him.
Here's a 1-1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bell is 0 for 1 against the Cardinal right-hander.
This is Josh's 3rd at bat and his 3rd different pitcher he's seen.
One-two pitch, struck him out. That's how we start the bottom of the 4th. Bell 0 for 2, pair of strikeouts and a walk.
Don't do strikeouts, almost like he's swinging at the ball already in the catcher's glove. I know he's a dangerous hitter, a lot of home runs, but looks like you want to keep the ball definitely away from him.
Well, right now, the best race left in baseball, you'd have to say, would be the National League wild card race. Cardinals at the start of play, game and a half back. They're now tied with Milwaukee with their win. Colorado against San Diego later tonight. Dodgers wrapped up the West last night. Washington has won the East. It's sharply to second. Wong, nice play. 2 outs. Brewers and Cardinals still mathematically alive in the Central. So 2 outs, and it brings in Gregory Polanco. Polanco 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Ground ball to third. JEDD. And the Cardinals enjoy their first 1-2-3 with their guy on the mound. We head to the 5th. 9-3 our score. Number 5, and it's 9-3. Carpenter 2 for 2 with a run scored. Pitch taken low. So Boston coming into play at a 4-game lead over the Yankees. They lead and have won 5-0 over Cincinnati. So you would think that they're going to wrap up the East. Cleveland already has done that in the Central, and Houston has clinched in the AL West. 2 balls and 1 strike. Carpenter grimacing after that swing and miss with the right shoulder. See him just take that deep breath. You know he's in pain. 2-2 pitch. And a high fly ball into left center. McCutchen wants it. Makes the catch for the out. BJC Healthcare difference maker. And again, it's Tommy Pham. A 20 stolen base season, 400 on base percentage since 1913. The last to do it, Fernando Tatis, until Tommy Pham.
Another category that Ray Langford was on.
Interesting that a guy like Pujols didn't get to 20 steals. He would get to 10 to 15. As Pham hits it sharply to third. Hustling down the line and the out.
Pujols had that plantar fasciitis pretty early in his career too.
Think about the NB3s. You know, Roland was going to steal a lot of bases. Edmonds wasn't, but they're going to hit for power, drive the ball.
Especially at that time, you didn't want to take a chance to run into an out. You know, so it was, swing away in the batter's box.
Holiday was not going to steal bases. Trying to think of guys that had that high on base percentage. Dexter Fowler is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. And lines it into the glove of Bell. Cardinals go in order. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Pirates on top. adoptable furry friends. Get your tickets at Cardinals.com. Here's Diaz, followed by Mercer and Cole. So Diaz getting the bulk of the playing time at catcher. Francisco Cervelli is done for the year. Cervelli, by the way, had a broken bone, a hamate broken bone, and he's hooked up, and there's Francisco, with Brady Phelan, who is based in St. Louis and has come up with a new bat. And he met with Cervelli to use the bat. And I talked to Francisco for a while about it yesterday. Came out to Pittsburgh. Diaz hits it down the right field line and out of play. And it's a bat that takes pressure off the bottom hand and the 3 fingers on the bottom hand. There it is. So the pinky there, then the next finger are the issues that Cervelli has. And he told me he has no strength, and that's a normal bat. Normal bat there, and then there's the bat with the difference in the knob. And so Cervelli said it allows him to get the bat head out, and it takes pressure off the hand. There's a base hit into right. It's Pro XR bat, St. Louis based company, Brady Phelan. And the story with him is that he's been developing this bat, and then he and his wife both got cancer. And so the project was almost put aside, as you see that unique bat that many major leaguers are starting to use now to take that pressure off the bottom hand like Cervelli. And so he developed a bat in which proceeds go to the Siteman Cancer Center, and both he and his wife, by the way, cancer free now. But as this is really picked up, he wanted to make sure and try to do something for cancer while helping those that are affected with issues in the hand and holding a bat. And if you'd like to look at the different compilations of the bat, just go to proxr.com, proxr.com. But a St. Louis-based company, and Francisco was telling me he got emotional. He said, I really think the bat's saving my career because I could not hold it. I was in tremendous pain. The hamate bone is a complete mess right now for me. And so that allows me to swing the bat, get the barrel out in front, where the normal quote-unquote bat doesn't allow me to do that. It's interesting. And a fly ball out to left center. Tommy Pham on the move. Won't get there. Run will score, and Mercer's had a big night.
Fourth RBI for Mercer. He hit the ball with bases loaded when Fowler tried to make a shoestring catch, got by him, went all the way to the wall. He's come up with some big hits over the years against St. Louis.
Now he's a home run away from the cycle.
Yeah, Tommy kind of kicked it there a little bit, got away from him. Knew he wasn't going to change anything. It was going to be a double and an RBI.
Second inning for Sam Tuivailala.
And now Yadi will come in here and go over the defense with the pitcher up.
I know Jim Edmonds used that bat in fantasy camp. Prince Fielder, he'd used it when he had hand issues. But it's a major league bat that can be used now to help these players. ProXR.com.
I remember swinging it at fantasy camp, just holding it. But when you kind of came through, you could kind of feel that what it accomplishes.
Cole gets the bunt down, only play for Sam to first base. Carpenter there, and there's one away. Adam Frazier will be the batter.
Another Nice day for Frazier. 2 for 2 and a walk. 2 runs scored. Cardinals have trouble getting him out all year.
2 for 2. 345 the numbers with runners in scoring position. Cardinals have to play the infield in. One ball and 1 strike. Ground ball and runner stays put. 2 outs. Red Cross depends on financial donations to be able to provide disaster relief immediately. Help people affected by Hurricanes Harvey and Irma by visiting redcross.org or texting the word Red Cross to 90999 and make a $10 donation. Starling Marte, big night for him. On base twice. Scored a run, is driven in 2.
Gonna strand that runner.
A game that began with Lance Lynn, and if you have just joined us on the broadcast, Lance went 2/3 of an inning. The 2-0 pitch to Marte. 3-0. Andrew McCutchen at the on-deck circle. Three and 1. Full count.
Nice to see that breaking ball on 3-1. See if he doesn't repeat it on 3-2.
Check swing and a foul ball. Final road game of the regular season will be tomorrow. It's our Budweiser What's on Tap. We'll come your way at noon. John Gant, Jamison Tyon.
If this game stays this way, we're going to have Lyons and Nicasio both available for that one.
Slowly hit, charging into Young, gloves, and makes the play. Might be safe. See if the Pirates want to take a longer look at it. They do not.
Good.
We head to the 6th. It's 10-3. And Baseball Hall of Famer, the Wizard, will be with Jim Edmonds. Take a look at his best plays and learn why he's so grateful to the fans. It's tomorrow at 11:30 before our pregame show here in Pittsburgh. Cardinals Insider.
Ledmus Diaz going to pinch hit for JEDD.
I would think that some of the regulars now come out. Maybe a Molina, maybe Wong, Pham, Fowler. I mean, anybody at this point.
And looks like Kelly is at the on deck circle, so he'll hit for Molina.
10-3 our score. And a strike to Diaz. Really a tough year on Ledmus, an all-star season ago. Defense wasn't quite to the level that the Cardinals needed it to be. And as he pulls that fair, but he always has had this ability to hit. And on his way to second base with a double.
Ledmus did have 7 home runs and 20 RBIs before his option, and that's 24 extra base hits in his 72 hits this year. He's also 4 for 5 with a home run as a pinch hitter this year.
Moroff takes over at shortstop for Jordy Mercer. It was a home run away from the cycle. Here's Carson Kelly. Talked about it earlier. The key at bat in that comeback win for the Cardinals last night. There was a bunch of them, but one that gets overlooked. The deep fly ball to right to advance Piscotty to third base. Eventually turned into Grichuk, who was the pinch runner.
And remember, he was sacrificing early in that count, was down 0-2, and then got the sac fly to right. And that Bader was pinch running at that time for JEDD or for Piscotty, and then got him over to third and came in on JEDD's base hit. Hitting under 200 here, but I've talked to the hitting coaches and they all think that with repetitions he'd be fine. Yadi shows no sign of slowing down, so I mean, how much time is he going to get moving forward the next 3 years? Very, very likable young man.
The Cardinals are in a way lucky that Kelly takes the open mind that he has with the situation that he's in. Competitive team, potential Hall of Famer in front of him, and he's listed as one of the best catchers defensively in all the minor leagues, #1, and yet he's blocked, so to speak, but accepts his role and says okay. Tough pick by Bell. Nice play all the way around.
Had to learn that position, and you've seen him be able to catch a lot of high line drives and at times really very soft hands, and comes up with a few of those scoops.
Luke Voigt pinch hitting for DeYoung.
You kind of watch his setup, and he really holds the bat unlike most people. Instead of on his shoulder or up high, look how low he carries it and kind of straight back. But before the pitch is made, he gets it into a hitting position.
It's also from this angle his front leg. Used to be the kind of batter that had the high leg kick, and as he advanced throughout the minor leagues, pitchers really busted him inside. He couldn't get the leg down quick enough. So now just a simple pickup and going forward.
I've always thought the way Jim Edmonds hit, really spread out, you know, and just had very little, you know, leg mint. But there's what you're talking about. Just picking up a little bit and then come forward. What I'm talking about is the hands back, and then he'll come to a trigger position like everybody else. It just starts in a different area. Won a batting championship at Double-A. I know, talking with some of the players that played with him, you know, they think that he could do the same thing at the major league level. Just needs that opportunity. Not saying the batting championship, but be a high average hitter. And we know he's got power. And he's 297 as a pinch hitter. 8 for 27. He's walked twice as a pinch hitter, but hit twice.
Two pitch. Fouled back. Hasn't seen a lot of playing time, much less plate appearances, so you got to wonder a little bit about timing issues of trying to stay sharp.
And there he got a hanging pitch, and that's what you're talking about. But you know, he's had that good attitude, and it's a very difficult role. But you know, he's what, about 27, so it's not like he's a 22-year-old that you're trying to have this role, and if this is what his role is in the big leagues, he'll take it.
Cardinals knew he was coming, which then lessened the blow of trading Matt Adams, who was blocked.
And talking about lack of opportunities, like you said, this is only his second plate appearance on this road trip.
The 2-2 pitch. This pitch almost hit him. Two balls and two strikes. Right-hander throwing in the Cardinals' pen. The 2-2. The 3-2 pitch. Strikeout of Luke Voigt. Looking for something else. Take a look at Arcia in the driver's seat. Most runs per game on the road. The Cardinals in even 5 coming into play. Greg Garcia will be the batter.
You know, currently the Cardinals are 1 game under 500. You average 5 runs a game on the road. You should be winning the majority of those. With our pitching staff and you know, the starters that we have.
I believe that's Sandy Alcantara throwing in the Cardinals' pen. So we've seen Diaz, Kelly, Voigt, and now Greg Garcia coming off the bench. Greg has hit safely in 3 straight pinch hitting appearances. A ball and a strike.
Just talking to Greg about that. You know, he's on a nice little run right now, and talks about pitch recognition and pitch discipline. Because I can't hit home runs, so I've got to get on base. And I know the strike zone well. so I don't expand myself, get myself out.
The 2-1, 3-1. Still throwing hard. That pitch at 98. Pitch count at 102. So the final inning here for Gerrit Cole. Left-hander throwing in the pen for the Pirates. And he draws the walk. Might be it for him. Yep, that will be. So he will go to his pen with Piscotty coming up. And the Cardinals with runners at first and second. Gerrit Cole, 5 2/3 here this evening. Chevy called to the pen, Piscotty coming up. Bud Light, famous among friends. By Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Find a servicing Steel dealer at steeldealers.com or search STIHL. And by Ford, the official cars and trucks of the Cardinals. A.J. Schugel, the right-hander in for the Pirates.
Done a nice job for the Pirates. Didn't make his debut until July the 9th. He's been charged with a run just twice in his last 25 outings.
Piscotty on the first pitch, pulls it foul.
Did allow 2 inherited runners to score on Wednesday, but he has not been charged with a run in 16 games at PNC Park here.
Runners at first and second. Piscotty 0 for 2. He struck out, lined into a double play.
And I think in some ways you got to be disappointed. You know, the Bucco's got to be disappointed in Cole that he's given 10 runs and can't get through 5 2/3 innings, or only 5 2/3 innings.
It's a ball and a strike on Piscotty, trying to advance the inning to Randall Grichuk. He's at the on-deck circle. It was an 8-run first inning for the Pirates. Picked up a run in the third Another one in inning number 5. They got 12 hits, out hit the Cardinals 12-7, lead 10-3. The 2-1 pitch. Two and two.
Four or base hit. Keep the inning going.
The 3-2 pitch, and the bases are loaded for Randal Grichuk.
Just the 5th pinch hitter this inning, and 6th of the game for the Cardinals.
So the base is loaded. One swing of the bat makes this a 10-7 game. Got to think in those terms.
That's right. You know, walked 2 of the 3 that are on base. They don't want this win. Take it from them.
Grichuk, base hit into center field. 1 run is in. Ball gets away. It's kicked. Grichuk on his way to second. Now 2 runs will score. And you just never know.
There you go, Danny.
10-5 now. Pulls a rocket off the bat of Grichuk.
And remember, you know, you're using all these pinch hitters, but they're going to be thrilled to death to be in this game. Give you some rest to your veteran guys, right back up the middle, and then McCutchen boots the ball, comes in here, hits him in the heel glove, gets away from him, guaranteed another run to score, allows both runners to move up a base. They're at second and third. Harrison Bader now.
So in this inning, 6 pinch hitters. That's September baseball for you. It goes as a single, an RBI, and an error in center.
I remember a game in Kansas City when I was playing with Kansas City. We were in Milwaukee, and it was this type of, it was a start like Lance Lynn had, and Whitey Herzog told all the regulars, he goes, you guys go out, go have a good meal, get out of here, not mad at you or anything, but I'm going to put in the Scribinis. And they came back and won that game. I mean, I think they won at 11-10. You never know. These young kids are hungry.
There's Bader. Daniel Hudson now up, and he's getting loose in the bullpen.
He's been one of the go-to guys as a setup man for their closer.
Base hit could make it 10-7, and you're right back in the game.
No doubt. You still got, you know, this is just the 6th inning. That's what I'm saying. Cole had 10 runs and couldn't get through the 6th inning. Now, reliever comes in. What does he do with the first couple men he faced? In this case, he's adding fire. Fuel on the fire.
2 balls and a strike.
He's trying to trick everybody.
Up and in. Tommy Pham at the on-deck circle. The 3-1 pitch now to Bader. Cardinals with 6 pinch hitters in this inning alone. That ties a major league record. Only regulars that are still listed: Piscotty, Pham, and Fowler.
See Sierra hit for Fowler. But
sure.
You never know. I mean, it depends on this.
Here's a 3-2 pitch now to Bader. I'd love to see a ball in the gap and watch this guy run. He can absolutely fly.
Still think Sierra's faster, but not by much.
Be close.
Yeah,
I'd go Sierra.
I would too. But first to third, something like that, be close.
3-2 up the middle. Diving stop. And everybody safe. A run scores. And it's now a 10-6 game.
Never know.
RBI base hit for Bader. The Pirates will go to their pen. Tommy Pham coming up. And things starting to get a little interesting here in Pittsburgh.
Put the ball in play and you never know. Run hard, kid. I'm not ever going to worry about him. Chevy call the bullpen. Tommy Pham is looking to feast. And we'll be back. 6.
RBI Baseball 2017, filled with fast-paced pick-up-and-play MLB action, packed with all your favorite teams, players, ballparks, and much more. Get RBI Baseball for Nintendo Switch. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Daniel Hudson, his 68th appearance. The Cardinals are down by 4 runs, and Tommy Pham at the plate with runners at first and third.
Tommy 1 for 3 off of Daniel Hudson.
And Pham a 2-run homer tonight, RBI double in the third, 2 for 3. This would be the guy you want up. Swinging a hot bat. First pitch to Pham. Strike 1. 1.89 ERA for Hudson. His last 22 appearances here at this ballpark. With this appearance, he's now 2 shy of his career high. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Pham to short. Moroff, a nice play, and they stay on the bag at second. Cardinals strand a pair, but they pick up 3. It's now a 10-6 game. Carson Kelly behind the plate. Luke Voigt at first. Greg Garcia at second. Alex Mejia is at short. Aledmys Diaz at third. Harrison Bader is in left. And then Fowler and Piscotty stay in the game at center and in right. There's your changes. Alcantara, back-to-back appearances in which he's been very good.
Yes, Rosario, Sierra. I think that's the only 2 available off the bench. Yeah, I think anxious to see Alcantara in this kind of situation. As you said, he's been very good, very impressive.
And the first batter he gets, Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen tonight. Base hit to left, run scored, grounded out to short, and also fly to left. 10-6 our score.
And last time Alcantara pitched, he did something I've never seen before. 101-mile-an-hour sinker.
Yeah. Triple digits with movement down. A special arm, and Cardinals eventually would see him in the rotation at some point. Dakota Hudson, another one that comes to mind. Flaherty, Weaver. There's a strike.
One of the things you hope he does is just look around and you just see all the familiar faces in front of you and behind you. Don't be intimidated by this situation, and he hasn't been.
The movement on that pitch, 98. So there are all the moves for the Cardinals, trailing by 4 here in the bottom of the 6th. And the 3-2 pitch to McCutchen.
This could be a really positive outing for Sandy. Come in this game, and whether it's 1 or 2, a couple innings here, just keep it there, get your offense back going.
3-2 pitch, up and in. '99 up and in.
Is that making him earn the walk?
So leadoff walk.
And obviously, that's not his intention to hurt anybody or hit anybody, but you got to make him know that, hey, that's a part of the game. Don't worry about it. Just go and attack the strike zone and get the next guy.
Josh Bell is 0 for 2. McCutchen, your runner at first. And a strike.
Mentioned earlier, he's had 4 home runs and 14 RBIs against the Cardinals, but of late, just 4 for 40.
Four games, 3 2/3 prior to this appearance. Opponents only hitting 167 against him. It's a good changeup at 89 miles an hour. You got to gear up for triple digits and then pulls the string.
Ideally, you want to go, 10, at least 10 miles an hour, 9, 10, 11 miles an hour difference in your fastball. That could be like 13.
99 on the gun. I watched some of the facial expressions of the batters of the Pittsburgh Pirates, or those that have faced Alcantara. You get a look at the night for Bell. Some guys come away and they're like, whoa, this guy got big stuff. He's had some funny swings tonight, Bell.
Well, and you know what happens in a game like this, you know it's a young kid trying to impress, and he's not a comfortable at bat. You better be a little loose. Effectively wild.
The 1-2. Bell puts it in play, but foul. Cardinals looking ahead to the 7th. Will have Fowler, Diaz, and Kelly coming up. Two and two. Right at Piscotty. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. David Freese. Bases loaded single back in the first that scored 2, grounded into a double play, and also grounded out to second. Ball 1. Good pitch.
Breaking ball there.
I mean, just wait until he refines these, becomes more consistent. This guy is going to be special. Here's a 1-1. Another nasty pitch, 1-2.
Another breaking ball. I mean, you got to go up there saying fastball, fastball, and then he throws the breaking ball, slider, and 2 good ones.
That's it out of play. He throws so hard. You got Kelly, who's a good thrower behind the plate, but yet Alcantara, that last pitch, you could have seen if they wanted to run, it would have been an easy steal.
Anybody, usually somebody that is as tall as Sandy is, that you're going to be slow to the plate. And you're right. You know, he's still trying to worry about throwing strikes and not worrying about the runner. The score indicates, you know.
Fly ball into shallow center. Fowler with the catch. 2 away. A reminder, a great way to get your tickets is through StubHub. Your ticket out to once-in-a-lifetime experiences, Cardinal games to amazing concerts to shows you just don't want to miss. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Cardinals.
Yeah, the score dictates where, you know, McCutchen's not really going to steal. But yet, you know, the unwritten rules of the past are, I'd throw them out.
It's only a 4-run lead, though.
And you're in the 6th inning, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Polanco looks at a ball. Rockies and Padres, no score. That's in the bottom of the 3rd. The 2-0 pitch, and Polanco pulls it foul. Well, we have a moment. Want to wish James McCann. He is the father of Brian McCann, who works in our truck night in and night out. A speedy recovery. Scary situation last night for James. He was in his 70s, had a stroke, and Brian had to leave our coverage of this series and our thoughts with Brian and with James. 2-1 pitch. Brian, one of the great people that we work with, and have worked with him for nearly 20 years.
Yeah. Ditto.
Two balls and 2 strikes on Polanco. Base hit to left. So Alcantara has given up a base hit and a walk. 2 runners on for Diaz. Diaz a pair of hits tonight, 2 for 3. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. And a fly ball lifted out to left. Bader going back, and makes the catch. Scoreless inning for Alcantara. 10-6 Pirates. In this game, thanks to some changes. Randall Grichuk picked up an RBI base hit coming off the bench. That scored 2, and then the infield hit by Bader scored a run. State Farm, perfect pair. Couple of bench players tonight and doing the job. Gateway Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. The Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri.
Fowler and Piscotti, the only starters for the Cardinals that are still in this game.
So the first pitch to Dexter Fowler by Hudson is a ball.
Hudson got the final out of last inning. He was a starter earlier in his career.
Jolice Chassin. Not a lot of hit through 3. Scoreless Rockies and Padres.
Also looked outside.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. I know you've had a chance to visit with that young man that's been here every game throwing out the peanuts.
Oh yeah.
And you two have become very close over the years.
I always try to guess which uniform he's going to wear.
He's got a Homestead Grays uniform on tonight.
Every day, you know, have a different uniform.
That's Rick, as you well know, Al.
Yep. Sometimes he's up here and he handles the chips and peanuts up in the press area too, so that's where we see him.
2-2 pitch. No, you admired his mustache for many years.
True.
Used to have the handlebars, if memory serves.
Yes, he did. Raleigh fingers handlebars. And it's most appropriate when he's in the yellow banana Pirates uniform in the 70s.
Yeah. The 3-2 pitch to Fowler. Fights it off.
Danny, the Pirates were the first club that I can remember in the National League that wore the new knit uniforms, and they all kind of laughed at them, thought they looked like softball players and stuff. And until the Cardinals went to them, and then you go, oh, these things are much nicer than the wool.
A little different.
Little flannel uniforms and much cooler. Now they've even got air holes and vents in the modern jerseys.
Pirates for a while had the sleeveless look. You'd wear a t-shirt underneath.
Yeah.
And then the sleeves no longer part of the uniform. Old school look. The Centennial caps. Pirates, I think about them having those for many years.
Yes. Never liked that.
3-2. And a walk to Fowler. So the leadoff man is aboard.
To start.
You think about Sierra now coming in and maybe running for Fowler.
Might wait and see, and you know, and use him at another time. But or he could go out and play in his position too.
There's Diaz, who came off the bench in the 6th, picked up a double and a run scored. He's at third base. In a way, it's a microcosm of the season in which the young guys gave the Cardinals such a boost late July and August, and have got him back in the game a little bit here tonight. At one point the score was 9-3. One ball, one strike.
Forget that, you know, Diaz was hitting 260, 7 home runs, 20 RBIs when he was optioned. Still leads the club with 19 infield hits. Showed last year, you throw the ball in the inner part of the plate, he can really turn on it. So you'll see they'll try to work the outside portion. Pitchers made adjustments on him in his second year, and he'll have to make some further adjustments.
Out in front of the plate, throw to second, out there onto first, and not in time. Ball just deadened in the dirt in front of the home plate area.
Like I said, he leads the club with 19 infield hits, but that ball just, like you said, just spun right, hit the dirt, and just had to be spinning, never moved. He had to kind of jump over it.
There's Carson Kelly. Runner at first base is Diaz. Kelly grounded out to short back in the 6th. Pirates an 8-run first. Lance Lynn went 2/3 of an inning after the Cardinals had jumped out to a 2-0 lead thanks to Tommy Pham, his 2-run homer. And the 0-1 pitch. Kelly chops it foul to Mike Schilt, Cardinal third base coach. Really good guy and a longtime baseball man. Managed at all levels in the minor leagues. Disciple, if you will, of George Kissel and his teachings of the game. Good man.
An interesting conversation with him the last 2 days.
About
his observations, you know, a perception of what he thought it took to be successful at the major league level, if it had changed now that he's been here for a while.
And
I will keep that to our conversation.
Well, if you tell me you got an interesting conversation, I want to hear about it.
Then I have to tell you. I have to tell everybody else.
Well, then don't tell me you had an interesting conversation.
I just said I had one. I didn't say you get to be a party of it.
But now we're broadcasting. That's what we do. Here's Luke Voigt.
Actually said, let me think about it for a couple days. And then we had a follow-up on things today about.
So you're going to tell me all about first the conversation, but not tell me what it's about.
I said he wanted a couple days to think about it.
Okay.
And today we were talking about going from first to third. We were talking about expectations. You know.
One ball and one strike. Plaza Tire Service Fox Tracks catches the bottom of the zone. Here's a 1-1. You can understand why Mike Matheny would do this. You know, you're just trying to jumpstart your team any way you can. We saw 6 pinch hitters in the 6th inning. Diaz, Kelly, Voigt, Garcia. Bader came up. Randall Grichuk. Now time is called.
I think people that think that he's throwing in the towel by doing this, it's wrong. You know, really he's doing this for the benefit of his club. You know, it's just one of those throwaway starts from Lynn. You go out there, you play hard a little bit. It's not really happening. Your guys have been really playing hard. They're going to have to play hard from this point forward. These young guys are very talented. Remember, they were 40 games over 500 at AAA. Some of them have been here for quite a while. But let them have a couple at bats, and it's going to help their future going forward if they're called upon to pinch hit. Regulars get a little bit of rest. I mean, hopefully you can pull a victory out, but if you don't, you know, you didn't burn your team out. You know, just wearing them in, running them into the ground with, you know, at least 8 more games. And every game is almost a must-win.
Giancarlo Stanton with number 57 tonight. First to reach that milestone since Ryan Howard. 57 in 06. A swing and a miss and a strikeout of Luke Voigt. Time to stretch here in Pittsburgh. The Pirates on top. And it's a look at a decade-by-decade breakdown of the Cardinals and the history of the Cardinals. It's the yearbook. You can celebrate that 125th anniversary. Cardinals.com/yearbook or call 345-9000. They'll get right back to you at 314-345-9000. Or Chevy call to the pen. And it's Brett Cecil.
Brett threw tied his career high in 3 innings of relief, 4 strikeouts on Tuesday.
Good breaking pitch. 2-2.
I remember when Cecil was signed with the Cardinals, they talked about he'd throw 50% of those breaking balls. We haven't seen that ratio from him now.
And a ground ball left side, gloved by Diaz. Flips it over to first for the out. I would think going forward, and to Diaz's credit, he went down to the minor leagues and said, I want to play third, I want to play second. Obviously can play short, but to advance my career in the big leagues, I want versatility. And I would think going forward, his bat we know could play here. Wasn't great in the minor leagues, but we've seen it be very good. But going forward, that versatility will serve him well, and maybe, just maybe, his best spot is third base.
Well, I think we saw last year that because of his bat, lack of range at shortstop, that we knew he'd probably go to another position. And like you said, we're really impressed that he did go to the Cardinals and say, hey, I want to play more than just shortstop. And really a good young man.
Bright, very bright. 1 ball, 1 strike. Told the story last year about his father, who had done some remarkable work in Africa for helping those that did not know how to grow certain vegetables and whatnot in Africa for groups that just didn't know how to do it. His father, very well educated, travels the world with that. A fly ball into right center. And Ledmus essentially has the education of what would be at least 2 years of college, if not beyond. And he picked up the English language very quickly.
Well, that's the one thing that, when the Cubans do, everybody has to go to school.
Here's Adam Frazier. And a fly ball out to left. Catch made by Bader. We head to the 8th of a 10-6 game. Pirates on top. Chevy called to the pen. We move to the 8th. What has been a ball game that had promise initially for the Cardinals. A 2-run homer by Tommy Pham, and then an 8-run bottom of the first by the Pirates, and the Cardinals have been playing catch up ever since. 13 hits for the Buccos, 9 for St. Louis, 10-6 the lead for Pittsburgh.
Rensler has made 4 relief appearances since having his contract selected from AAA on September the 10th. His first big league action since 2012 when he was pitching with San Francisco.
And a strike to Garcia. Crowd tonight 29,672. 29672. You know, Mike Matheny has been wearing a white wristband. I believe it's on his left wrist. By design. Mike has a couple of kids that were affected by the hurricane down in Texas. And one of his boys, there it is. It's about a $2 wristband. And both his boys at one point had to go to the 3rd floor of their apartment complex and running out of food and whatnot. And so one of the boys apparently had left that on their kitchen table, and Mike put it on his wrist so that they knew they were watching the game. He was thinking about them, and also for others affected by the tragedy in Houston.
And he folds his arm and you can't see it. And he's almost like underneath his watch also.
The point being, Al, it's there.
I know.
The strikeout of Garcia, and that'll be it.
You see why he didn't swing at it.
The bracelet for Luke and Jake Matheny, his 2 boys. Chevy called to the pen. We'll tell you about the change when we come back. With 1 out and nobody on. Our Nissan drive of the game. Tommy Pham with a home run. Tommy now with 22. Also has driven in 3 tonight. He's now up to 71. That's our Nissan drive of the game.
What do things changed quickly? You thought the Cardinals took off, had 2-0 after the first 2 batters, and Lance Lynn on the mound, and just wasn't his night. DOBBS. Never Oskis from Lithuania.
We saw him pitch last night. Big arm. We're at the top of the 8th. 4-run lead for the Pirates. He's had 5 straight scoreless appearances spanning 5 1/3.
Look at his broad shoulders. Cardinal players were impressed with his stuff.
The team leading 13 saves at AAA. Their affiliate in Indianapolis. ERA was under 3 in 40 games. 0-2 the count.
His 5th stint with the ball club, but now he's kind of the #1 setup man. Interesting, in a 10-6 ball game, they would let Rustler pitch to one batter, left-handed batter, then bring in another.
The 1-2 pitch. Piscotty puts it in play to short. Moroff slings it to Bell for the out. With 2 outs, Cardinals will have Mejia. Next telecast tomorrow at noon. Hope you join us. Cards and Pirates, final road telecast of the season.
Where's your optimism? Just to say the regular season.
Well, tomorrow will be our final telecast on the road
of the regular season.
At 4 with Chicago and 3 with Milwaukee coming up. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Trust me, Al, you won't find many as optimistic as myself. Trust me on that.
And just for clarification, we don't. Fox Sports Midwest doesn't televise postseason games either. So
you
are correct. I wonder if Sierra will go out to center field to replace Fowler. Hopefully we'll see him Fowler hit again.
The 3-1 pitch to Mejia. And hit to the right side. Well, you will see Fowler at least one more time. Due up third. Will it be him, though? That's the suspense. 10-6 midway through 8. Mercer's our Budweiser player of the game. He's been out of the game for a while, but when he was in, did some damage. There was a triple with the bases loaded, that base hit, and an RBI double. He's brought in 4 tonight for the 10 runs for the Pirates, and our Budweiser player of the game. Chevy called to the pen, Sun 1-0.
Yeah, Chevy called the pin, and what a job. I mean, I'm anxious to see a little bit more. Last time in Cincinnati looked a lot better velocity. 93. Had that hamstring problem. We didn't see him for a couple weeks. Still had the lefties that he has to deal with.
Here's Starling Marte. On base a couple of times. The 1-1 pitch. Breaks his bat, and a fly ball lifted out to shallow right. Fowler in front of Piscotty to make the catch.
Center field always takes charge. You see him calling all the way. Scotty tried to tell him he was going to be there, but then you give way to your center fielder. He's the captain, and he takes everything he can get to. Well, they were communicating.
Here's Andrew McCutchen out of play. Base hit tonight for McCutchen was in the first. It's 6 hits in that first inning, 8 runs. Check that, 7 hits in the first.
7 hits and 2 walks.
Fowler again, and there's 2 outs. So Oleg sharp here. Now he gets Bell, who is 2 for 4. Including a home run. That was a walk-off homer, you may recall, against O. The issues this year, left-handed batters against O, and they come in hitting well above 300.
And all the home runs that he's allowed, almost twice as many as a year ago. But had the hamstring issue. You know, lefties, he just wasn't as sharp with his slider. Fastball didn't have the bite to it. Or
this is back on the 14th of July. The walk-off homer by Bell. Here's a 1-0 pitch.
Backdoor slider there.
It's a good example of Bell. And they talk about, especially this side of the plate, how he allows the pitches to get deep. He drove that one the other way.
Saw it a couple times today. You know, he struck out looking awkward, trying to the ball getting deep on him. And in a little bit of a rut right now.
And here's a 2-1 pitch. Fastball at 94. We didn't realize the extent of the hamstring injury for O, but at that time he was topping out 88, 89.
Right. And that's why I said I like that. Let's see the velocity of 93. Boozer got a little scared.
I would too.
Talking about how he lets that ball get deep, huh?
Yeah.
You know, so he can hit to left field, not kill his on deck hitter.
2-2 pitch. Many teams this past week, especially after what happened in New York with a fan, many teams now saying they will go with the netting down the first and third base lines. Not all the way, but to the edge of the dugout. There's ball 4.
Danny, a lot of times the comments that you hear that that fans that don't like it, they think it's you can't see through it. But they've kind of solved that problem. I guess it's a much finer netting, and the ballparks that do have it don't really have that complaint.
Freeze with a liner into right. Fowler won't get there. One hops off the wall. Bell to third. Being waved home, and David Freeze drives in another.
David's third RBI of the game. His second hit, second double. Or he had a single earlier, but drove in 2. The breaking ball, but it just stayed on the inner part of the plate.
Got to wonder where he's positioned there. Freeze is going to right center, ideally.
That's a good point.
Now Polanco, 2 outs and a runner at second base. And ball 1.
These are still very important to watch him face left-handed hitters. If we do get into postseason play, Ocasio would not be eligible. So you got Lyons from the left side. He's going to be one of your top guys. Walk the first left-handed Bell.
Now an intentional walk here, Polanco. Runners at first and second. And Diaz will be the batter. Two outs and 2 on. No balls and a strike on Diaz. 14 hits tonight for the Buccos. San Diego a 1-0 lead against Colorado. Solarte with an RBI single to score Will Myers in that game. 1-0 Padres. We'll roll the scoring updates on the post-game show. Missouri Lottery Cardinals live coming up. Little flare. It's popped up. And Greg Garcia makes the catch. Pirates add to their lead. We head to the 9th. And it's 11-6. Right-hander in for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
It's Barbado. John Edward Barbado.
He was acquired back on April 17th in a trade with the New York Yankees. He's had 4 straight scoreless appearances. Recalled earlier in the month from AAA. Right-handers hitting just 143 against them. The lefties 327. Harrison Bader looks at his strike. 11-6 our score. And Bader sends a fly ball out to deep right field. At the wall and caught. Magneuris Sierra, Fowler on deck.
This is a little ridiculous, isn't it?
It's a BR Chevy call to the pen. The Cubs and now the Pirates. The lefty is in. And Magneuris Sierra will be the batter, followed by Dexter Fowler. 11-6 our score.
2015 he played in 17 games with the Mets. This year earlier he had 1 appearance for the Cubs and then was
claimed off of waivers.
Yeah.
The pitch up and in to Sierra. One ball and 1 strike.
Sierra joined the ball club from Palm Beach back on May 7th. He put a charge in the offense, didn't he? He and Pham came the same day. 3-hit game against the Pirates back on July 16th. And Joe Cunningham is the only Cardinals with 5 hits and scored 5 runs in their first 3 games.
Right down the middle and a strikeout of Sierra.
Extra trying to extend his hitting streak to 7 games.
Ball 1. Very important start tomorrow for John Gant. Jamison Tyon will go for the Pirates.
Where you know. Trying to extend this game. The hottest hitters coming into action. 0 for 3 today with a walk.
Fowler with a high fly ball out to deep left. This should do it. The Pirates take game 2, 11-6. So 11-6. John Gant goes tomorrow. Big start for him.
8 runs in the first inning, just a little too much to overcome. But you got a little bit of rest for some of your regulars, and all the position, the backups got a chance to get a couple of bats. Hopefully it'll pay off tomorrow.
Post-game show comes your way next. 11-6, the final here in game 2.